Let me share with you the most difficult thing that I've ever done in my life. And that was to believe that I could do it. That's the most difficult thing that I've ever done in my entire life. To believe that I, Les Brown, who was born in an abandoned building on a floor in a poor section of Miami, Florida, to believe that I, Les Brown, who was labeled educable mental retarded, put back from the 5th grade to the 4th grade, failed again when I was in the 8th grade, to believe that I had the ability to live the life that I'm now living. No one could have told anybody who knew me, including myself, that I would be who I am right now. And I want you to think about your goals and dreams, and I want you to expand them, because it has been said that most people fail in life not because they aim too high and miss. No, most people fail in life because they're just like I was for 14 years. They aim too low and hit, and many never aim at all. They just go through life surviving. Many people die at age 25 and don't get buried until they're 65. I remember a story about a lady who went to the doctor and she was diagnosed with terminal cancer. And she came home and she was sitting at the table and she was drinking some coffee, and all of a sudden she just looked up and she said, "I refuse to die an unlived life. I refuse to die an unlived life." And she decided that she was going to live. I haven't lived. I haven't lived. She had left herself out of the equation. Have you ever done that? I remember at a period of my life I was going to work, and I was working on a job that I hated. I was showing up for a paycheck. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not living. I think the only reason that you're listening to me right now, there's somewhere in your heart of hearts, as you looked at your life, you said, "I've had it." And not only have you said, "I've had it," but you said also in your heart of hearts, "I can do better than this." And let me share something with you. You can. How people live their lives is a result of their state of mind. It has been said, you don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are. See what I'm doing right now? I'm distracting the story that's going on in your head right now. How you live your life, how I live my life, how all of us live our lives is a result of the story we believe about ourselves.
I remember Tony Robbins, the motivational speaker, saying in one of his talks, "When did you learn you couldn't do the things you can't do?" We learn the things that we cannot do at some point in time, and that learning has a dangerous sticking power. And as a corollary, you might say that at some point we learn also who we are and can be. When did you learn the person that you can't be?
Why is that the way that it is? All of us are self-made, but only the successful will admit it. In order to be successful, you must be willing to do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. Your mind is a machine. You must program yourself for success. I can program my mind for success. I can program my mind for wealth. You can too. Trust me. I used to work for the Miami Sanitation Department as a garbage collector. I used to be a janitor. I used to do door-to-door sales. I used to work for Sears in Miami on Biscayne Boulevard. I had no idea this Les Brown that you now see had the ability one day to give lectures at Harvard or Yale or Dartmouth University. I had no idea that this Les Brown existed. There is more in you than you have been expressing. There's more in you right now than's represented in your bank account. There's more in you right now that's being reflected by your life right now. Your life is not a true reflection of your potential. You have greatness within you. You have the ability to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. There's a reason that my favorite book says, "As a man thinketh, so is he, and as he continues to think, so he remains." In order for us to begin to break into that level of greatness that we have within ourselves, you have to make a conscious choice every day to expose your mind to positive messages. Have you ever thought about something you wanted to do and you convinced yourself that you couldn't do it? You're never too old to learn and you're never too young to teach. Because I've been speaking for 28 years, and I start thinking about all the money that I left on the table, all the hotels and plane rides, all of the audiences I spoke to, all that I missed out on because I didn't know that I didn't know, and I thought I knew. I was a big fish in a small pond. If you don't get anything else, you have to look at your relationships and you've got to ask yourself the question, what is this relationship doing to me? See, it's very important, every area of your life. Write down the goals that you want to achieve. Write them down, and I want you to use a King James Version Bible and Matthew 7:7, ask and it shall be given, seek and ye shall find, knock and it shall be opened unto you. I want you to write that on one side of the card. On the flip side of the card, I want you to write down one major goal that you want to achieve. And you want to read that 3 times a day. What you're doing is you are dispelling the myths and all of the spells that you're living under. I think that a poverty mindset is a spell. I think that people go so far, and because they're mesmerized by life, they unconsciously stop. You have to break that spell 3 times a day. I can tell you, amazing things, breakthroughs will happen for you. Press toward the call of your higher calling. Press toward that mark of your higher calling.